myself, Fredo Cervantes. It is June 20th here in Los Angeles. It is a beautiful day, but guess what? These are the breaks.
These
are
the breaks.
These are the breaks.
You know what it is.
These are the breaks. What's up, everybody? Myself, Fredo Cervantes, live from Los Angeles here at the Infanity Studios. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, the NBA season is over. And yes, the Denver Nuggets took it home this year. Congratulations to that city, to the state of Colorado for finally winning an NBA championship for the first time in I don't know how long. But when you win a championship, normally, there's a lot of talking, especially during the parade. And especially, it's always the dumbest person talking and saying the nonsense things. And, of course, there is one individual who, for some reason, I like the man. I like the way he does everything on and off the court for his team. But there are certain people that you should not be poking, or not just people, but organizations. And when you talk about head coach of the Denver Nuggets, Mike Malone, good coach, been around in the league for almost 20 years, and Mike Malone, I'm guessing that by the time he made it up to the podium during the parade, I'm guessing he had a lot to drink, a lot to drink, because he was standing up there looking like a 25-year-old rapper. And for some reason, I'm like, well, Mike Malone, that's not you, but I'm guessing the alcohol got to him. And at the same time, the Lakers got to him. And the Lakers seem to be in his mind, in his head all year long, because for some reason, he goes out there and says that, technically it didn't come out of him, but he took the comment and he ran with it and he played with it. And he said a lot of things about LeBron James. But once you start talking about that you're the Lakers' daddy, come on, really?
Woohoo!
You're the Lakers' daddy. You swept the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals, and yes, I possibly knew that was going to happen. But when you win a victory like that, especially like a leader like Nikola Jokic, who doesn't really much talk smack out there, he just kind of does his thing on the court. I don't know. I did not get the chance to see who that man was that actually said it on the podium while Mike Malone was next to him, drunk as hell, laughing his ass off, carrying a big chain that was almost about to break his neck. But Mike Malone, for some reason, Mr. Mikey, you want to go out there and talk the smack? I cannot wait to see the first matchup between the Lakers and the Denver Nuggets next season, because I know LA has something to say about that. Because when you want to say that you're their daddy, you barely beat on one series. I cannot recall when was the last time the Nuggets won a series against the Lakers in the playoffs. I remember in 2020 they beat them. I remember clearly in 2009 and 2008 when the Lakers beat the Nuggets against, Chauncey Billups and Carmelo Anthony at the time, Kenyon Martin and them. So it's been a while, so congratulations. Take the victory, take the rings, take the trophy. But don't be going out there smacking everybody around Mike Malone. So, Mikey, you're going to have I cannot wait for you to be at Crypto.com Arena next season. They're going to be maybe throwing some popcorn and beer at you, because that's what's going to happen when you step out there. But there's another clown that's been wandering around the network of the NBA, and when you have a guy like Patrick Beverley who has his own podcast, and shout out to him because, he has some great content all the time, but content like what he brought to the table last week was just ridiculous. When he brings Karl Anthony Towns, yes, the number 1 overall pick in 2015 by the Minnesota Timberwolves. That man right there just went on his podcast and said that when everything is said and done for him, once he's out in the sunset with his family and he's experiencing retirement, he said that one day people will say that he changed the game. Are you serious? I mean, tell me what you changed. I mean, I hope you changed your underwear and your shorts and your jersey when you're playing the game, but what else could you have possibly changed in the game of basketball? Yes, you're a 7-foot tall guy that can bounce the ball, who can shoot the ball, and can dunk the ball, and can shoot the ball, and can dunk the ball, and can shoot the ball. That's the guy you are. Like, what is that? Like, you're not changing the game. You're a typical 7-footer that can maybe shoot. I mean, you're like a Brook Lopez, or Brook Lopez is better than you. So Brook Lopez came before your time, so how can you somewhat change the game? LaMarcus Aldridge, typical player just like you. Did LaMarcus Aldridge change the game? No. Dirk Nowitzki. Like, you're not that type of player. You've been in the league for 8 years. You've been in the league for 8 years, and what have you won? Nothing. And especially, like, hold on to this. Hold on to this. Especially, he goes on and continues to say that the Minnesota Timberwolves last year was better than the winning season for the Denver Nuggets this season. Like, come on. Are you kidding me? I just said it all right now 5 minutes ago. Congratulations to a team that's never won it before. They played tremendous. They swept the Lakers. Come on, Karl Anthony Towns. Get the hell out of here with those comments. And I'm going to get everyone out of here for right now because we're going to go to a quick commercial break. When I return, got to talk about what's going on in the NBA. There's a few trades and a few guys that declined their contract extensions. And I will let you know who that is here on These Are the Breaks.
United One Protection Services. With over 30 years of experience, United One Protection Services has more expertise and knowledge than the other security companies combined. Residential, commercial, municipal, or institutional, United One Protection Services does more than just security. We protect your livelihood. United One Protection Services.
Profanity Nation. A podcast for the fans, by the fans. Dive deep into the topics the other shows miss. Raw and uncensored.
And he's going to play team ball. His legacy is at stake.
Rare, hard-hitting interviews with players, coaches, and you, the super fans.
I'm not hating. I'm like, okay, cool. Good.
3 championships in 5 years. He's more than good, bro.
Profanity Nation. Listen live or subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. Powered by Jesse Brown of Keller Williams.
Right, these are the breaks, and make sure everyone subscribe here on the Infanity YouTube channel, and you catch the breaks every single day here at 12 o'clock Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. But ladies and gentlemen, we had the first blockbuster trade here in the NBA offseason with Bradley Beal agreeing to being traded to the Phoenix Suns and waiving his no trade clause, and now Bradley Beal will be teaming up with Kevin Durant. Chris Paul, just kidding, not Chris Paul. Chris Paul got shipped out to the Wizards, and Chris Paul might be seeking a buyout with them and possibly become a free agent. So, what does that mean? Do we break it or do we leave it? Should the Lakers go after CP3? Do you take him or not? If I was a Lakers fan, I would say you take on CP3. You take on a guy who can be a leader out there when LeBron James is not out there, because when LeBron is off the court, Anthony Davis is not a leader. D'Angelo Russell is not a leader. Austin Reeves, great guy, still not a leader right now. And CP3 can gather the troops out there, put them in the right spots. And even though CP3 was just averaging 9.6 assists right now this past season. So when you put some key players around the man, he can get them involved. But it's all due to the hamstring. Like, can that hamstring go away and not affect Chris Paul in the playoffs? Because it seems like during the regular season, he's fine. But once it comes to the playoffs, that hamstring starts pulling a little bit. Gets a little tight down there. So, should they take him? I say so. But that's going to cost a little bit of money. The Lakers do have a little bit to spend, but do they want to spend it on him? Or do they want to spend it on Draymond Green, who just declined his player option with the Golden State Warriors, according to Rich Paul, his agent, Clutch Sports, which is technically the Lakers right there, because there's so many Clutch Sport clients involved with the Lakers. So that's another question. Should the Lakers go after Draymond Green? I love the idea. The money is going to be hard. Draymond is seeking some cash right now. But if he's smart enough, and of course, Rich Paul, very smart agent, he can let him know, hey, you know what? Take a little bit of money, take a pay cut, sign for a year or two, and guess what? Hollywood is going to bring that extra cash that you're missing. There's going to be so many commercials, so many sponsorships, endorsements, so many things coming after Draymond Green if he decides to sign with the Lakers. So there is a lot for Draymond to come over to Los Angeles and team up with LeBron James, because they're both like besties nowadays. You know, you can, anytime you see Draymond and LeBron, they're over there hugging it down, kissing each other in the cheek. They're that good with each other. They're that good. But that's one interesting scenario right there. But another crazy scenario, crazy, out of left field. Guess what? The rumor out there has it that the Lakers are interested in a possible reunion with Kyle Kuzma.
Boom.
I mean, I'm lost of. I don't have no words to say when you talk about a possible reunion with Kyle Kuzma. I mean, I'm sure he's matured now in the last 2 years after being traded to the Washington Wizards, but I don't know if that's the piece the Lakers need to kind of possibly win a championship with LeBron James, even though Kyle played somewhat of a key role in 2020 when they did win the championship. I don't think that's a smart move. I do not believe in that move, but hey, who knows? I'm not the GM. It's Rob Pelinka, the one that has to deal with these headaches. So we'll go ahead and check that out when the time is right. But as we talk about a little bit of basketball right now, let's go ahead and move on to the WNBA, which is currently is going very good this season. And this is just throughout the league, because we know that a few seasons ago, the WNBA was kind of, not there just yet alongside with the other big leagues, but right now they're evolving. One of the things that really, really needs to get situated is whether they expand the rosters or they do an expansion team, because there are under 15 teams in the WNBA, and there are major cities that need a team, maybe like a city like Philadelphia, maybe somewhere in Florida and Miami who might need a team down there. Maybe an extra one in Texas, And there's so many cities out there, and why not? I mean, yes, maybe you don't want to talk about another duo in Los Angeles, but maybe another WNBA in Los Angeles? I mean, why not? There's two of everything out here. Dodgers, Angels, Clippers, Lakers, LAFC, Galaxy. You got the Kings and the Ducks. I mean, why not have another WNBA team, maybe owned by Steve Ballmer, and that WNBA team might never win anything as well. So if they're associated with the Clippers, you might never win anything around the league. Never. But hey, that's something that the WNBA might want to consider because that is very crucial in this league. But when we talk about crucial in this league, let's talk about two crucial losses that the Los Angeles Sparks got over the weekend right now, especially on Friday night and Sunday afternoon on Father's Day. So at the same time, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. But the loss to the Connecticut Sun, you can look at that as a win if you're the Los Angeles Sparks because you're playing one of the top teams in the WNBA against a shorthanded team. You know, especially we can all say right now, and everyone that's seen and know what the LA Sparks are all about, we can say right now that the Sparks truly miss Lexi Brown. The absence of Lexi Brown is a key factor. It's like if you're the Warriors and you're missing Klay Thompson or you're missing Steph Curry, you're going to be missing a key piece that's not going to be the same thing. Yeah, you might try to get a Jordan Poole to enter the game, and just what the Sparks are doing right now, they're getting Zia Cook, a rookie who did play terrific with the South Carolina team last season and coming into the WNBA right now, but she is still trying to get involved with the WNBA style of basketball. You know, and that's one thing I've noticed out there. Yeah, she's getting the time. She's getting her reps. Like the teammates said, De'Arica Hamby, one of the newest Sparks members right now, she said, hey, you know what? Zia Cook, she's out here. She's the first one at practice, last one out of practice. She goes 100 in practice. She just goes more and more and more every single day. She's just trying to get better. So we can see that Zia is trying to get better. We are only 11 games into the WNBA season. So there is still a lot of WNBA basketball remaining. But early on right now, Coach Curt Miller from the Los Angeles Sparks did mention that this current team right now, at the current state they're in, they have somewhat overachieved, especially with how many players they've had down. I mean, Shanae Ogwumike has missed at least 5 games in the first 11 games. Nneka missed 1 game early in the season against the Las Vegas Aces. Lexi Brown has missed the last 2. Laisha Clarendon, she's missed the last 3, and she will be missing the next 4 weeks. And, you know, you have some hardship contracts are getting signed, like Ray Burrell and, you know, Destiny Henderson as well, who made her debut last night with the Sparks. So they are just getting players filling in when players are out, and hopefully they get a chance to kind of put all their pieces together, stay healthy at once, because there is one key player that I can tell you right now before we go to commercial break. There is one key player with the Los Angeles Sparks. If she gets it going, the Sparks will get going. And I'm talking about the defending WNBA champion who got traded from the Aces to the Sparks this offseason, De'Arica Hamby. If De'Arica Hamby can be what she's been doing over the last 4 or 5 games, and Nneka continues doing her, and Shanae comes along great, Lexi gets back on the court, and let's not talk about Jordan Canada, someone who's playing 40 minutes the whole game, not taking a rest, leading the team in assists. De'Arica Hamby is a key factor all season long for the Sparks to kind of be successful out there on the court. But make sure you follow LA Sparks Weekly on Instagram, because we give you 24/7 action of your Los Angeles Sparks. Myself, Fredo Cervantes, will be back here on These Are the Breaks.
Profanity Nation. A podcast for the fans, by the fans. Dive deep into the topics the other shows miss. Raw and uncensored.
And he's going to play team ball. His legacy is at stake.
Rare, hard-hitting interviews with players, coaches, and you, the super fans.
I'm not hating. I'm like, okay, cool. Good.
3 championships in 5 years. He's more than good, bro.
Profanity Nation. Listen live or subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. Powered by Jesse Brown of Keller Williams.
Bounce it,
United One Protection Services. With over 30 years of experience, United One Protection Services has more expertise and knowledge than the other security companies combined. Residential, commercial, municipal, or institutional, United One Protection Services does more than just security. We protect your livelihood. United One Protection Services.
These are the breaks. That is right. These are the breaks with myself, Fredo Cervantes, here on this beautiful Tuesday afternoon in Los Angeles. And just to let you guys know, tonight we will be live at Crypto.com Arena with the Sparks hosting the Minnesota Lynx. So make sure, again, everyone follow LA Sparks Weekly on Instagram. Follow us as well on Infanity Television. And we will bringing you the latest on the LA Sparks. But right now, I do want to talk a little bit about baseball. Major League Baseball is right at the spot where you really kind of know your team. You really know what direction your team is heading into after 2 months of Major League Baseball. And right now, we are about, you can say about a month and a half or so away from the MLB trade deadline. But like I said, this is the time right now in the season where you kind of know where you are heading. I can clearly tell you there are 2 teams in Southern California, well, technically 3 if you want to count the San Diego Padres down below. They are one team that clearly has fallen apart in pieces, shredding in pieces. And I'm talking about the Los Angeles Dodgers. Yes. And right now, I want to put this camera right here, right in front of me. All right. And I want to talk to the manager, Dave Roberts, because Dave, you've been here for 8 years. You've been given the roster. It's like if you were Phil Jackson and you were given Kobe and Shaq, you're going to at least win multiple championships because you're given the roster to win it all. You just got to be good at coaching, managing, decision-making, when to pull a pitcher and not to pull a pitcher early and let your 5.50-some ERA bullpen that you have back there come in and ruin the game. It is horrible to watch the last week of Dodger baseball, looking at what the San Francisco Giants, the biggest rivalry that the Dodgers have, for the Giants to come into town here at Chavez Ravine and just sweep the hell out of them. Beat them 15-0 Saturday night at Dodger Stadium. 15-0. The last time the Giants beat the Dodgers by that amount was over 100 years ago. Over 100 years ago. Dave, what are you doing? At one point, that's the game Bobby Miller started. You have some great pitching involved right there. Friday night, you had a pitcher, rookie, AA, 23 years old, never touched the AAA division, never touched the Major League division. And you bring him up. He's pitching a no-hitter through 6 innings, a no-hitter at home. His parents in the stands. And you pull him. And then what happens after that? Here comes the Giants and score multiple runs to win Friday night at Dodger Stadium. Here comes Saturday, 15-0. Then here comes Sunday afternoon on Father's Day. Plenty of fathers in that stadium, and they lost again.
Defeated.
It is awful. It is embarrassing to see the type of managing that Dave Roberts has been allowed to do here in Los Angeles. His time in Los Angeles might be coming to an end. And the reason why I say that, it is too much money being spent, too many players spending their careers, like a guy like Trey Turner, who deserved a contract to stay with the Dodgers this past season, was let to go walk away with the Philadelphia Phillies for almost $300 million, 10 years or when I had crazy money. But Trey Turner said, if I would have gotten a contract, I would have maybe stood here. Justin Turner walks away. Corey Seager let it walk away a year ago. Cody Bellinger, you let him walk away for a bag of peanuts to the Chicago Cubs. Like, certain moves need to be corrected. The greatest move the Dodgers have done in the last 5 years have been trading for Mookie Betts to the Boston Red Sox. That was the greatest trade, I mean, you can say in Dodger history. There's been some great trades in history, but the trade that brought Mookie Betts to Los Angeles was maybe the biggest because he brought a World Series championship. He brought more youth to the team, and as well, he's here to stay for good. He signed a 10-year contract, and he is a 5-tool player in Major League Baseball. So when you got a guy like Mookie Betts, you kind of have an opportunity to win every single year, especially when he's your leadoff man, a guy who now plays second base, never played second base in Major League Baseball. And now he's playing second base, playing right field. He'll play wherever you want, bat wherever you want. You have Freddie Freeman, all-star, champion. You got a lot of champions on this team. But Dave Roberts, your time is ticking, man. I just cannot wait. I cannot wait for those decision makings to be out of Los Angeles. And I cannot wait to be out right now because I will come back to your screens next Monday night on Monday Night Fredo. Make sure you catch that every single Mondays, 8 o'clock Pacific here in Los Angeles. Of course, I'll be back next Tuesday here on These Are the Breaks.